Hi everyone, good day. This is Marsh from Qudos Bank. What I'm going to do today is to give you a bit of a walkthrough on how to use our serviceability calculator. I will basically walk you through step by step in terms of how to use the calculator. Let me quickly share my screen. I'm assuming the calculator is visible now. All right, so it's pretty basic. So what you do is when you get the calculator, make sure that you go to File, you go Save As, and you save the calculator into a folder so that it gets saved up nicely. And what you need to do is once you do that, just make sure it's Excel binary workbook, and just put V1 here. Yeah, and then you need to exit out of it and go back and open it from the location, because otherwise macros will not function. So let's assuming you go file as save and then you come back. What you do is you let me just okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so you start with basically from top and then you work yourself downwards. So example, if number of applicants, let's assume there's 2 applicants here. So you just say applicant 1, then you got applicant 2. All right. So if it's the interest only loan, you put the interest only. Term in months, let's assume you're going to do P&I. So loan amount, let's assume I'm going to take 500,000 and assume property value is 900,000. And loan term, we're going to 360 months, which is 30 years. And assuming borrowing rate is going to be 5.99 on OC, no frills, below 70%. Now, next thing you do is you click on here, you select family unit. So if it's a couple living in the same household, you just select family unit 1, and then you'll see the calculator expand by itself. The living arrangement, so you select whether it's a couple, if they have dependents, let's say it's a number of applicants rather. So 2 applicants, now you'll find the calculator expands. If you have dependents, you actually select, so assuming in this scenario, no dependents, ensure that you select the correct state for the correct HEMS to be taken on. So I'm assuming this case, it's a Victorian-based customer, and I'm just putting a random postcode 3798. Yep, and then you go to applicant 1, you select applicant 1 from the drop down, you go there, select applicant 2. Now when you click on gross income, it'll actually create a pop-up box, and here it'll ask you whether it's a self-employed or salaried. So if you select yes to self-employed, you will see the last 2 years income needs to be mentioned here. Now what you can do is you can also mention the net profit as well as any director wages. So let's assume in this case, there is a total of 100K, including net profit and director wages, and the current year 120K. Now what the calculator will do, it'll actually average it out when you add it. So it's just basically going to average that out to 120. And then you simply close it. So you got 10,000 a month there. So applicant 2, I'm going to put applicant 2 as salaried. So it's no to self-employed. I'm going to say gross income 70,000. Of course, frequency annually. So if a client has a novated lease, which is pre-tax or any pre-tax salary sacrifice, that's not going to their super, you can actually put that. So let's assume in this case, this customer has 10K salary sacrifice taken prior to tax. So I'm going to put 10,000, which is for a year. So what it'll do is calculator will then calculate that tax benefit back into the serviceability. So hit add, always hit add, and then you close it. So you'll find that there's lesser amount of tax being taken out because of that salary sacrifice. So if they have, let's assume these customers, they do have a rental property, or what they're going to buy is a rental investment property, you need to click on the rental income. Again, you will have a pop-up box. So here you will put rental income. So I'm going to say they're going to get $1,000 a week, frequency weekly, ownership if they both own 50-50. So loan balance, I'm going to say 250,000. This is the total balance. And the current rate, I'm going to say 6.49. Now, this is a loan. Let's assume it's not going to be part of this application, but we use that loan details here to simply have the negative gearing benefit. So you hit add, they will come here. So you got to do the same thing to the other applicant as well. The $1,000, 250,000 loan balance, 6.49. So let me just pop that into the other applicant. 1,000 frequency frequency weekly, 50% ownership, 250K loan balance, 6.49. That's added. So you see pretty much I've got the same numbers. If there's any dividend income, you can put it there. Any pensions, government, other non-taxable, and depreciation. Now you see only depreciation is available for the self-employed, and you need to put the depreciation as monthly. So we allow 20% your net profit out of the pool of acceptable depreciation. Again, so example, if your net profit is 100,000, you got plenty of depreciation add backs, you can take 20% of that if it's acceptable. So I'm assuming in this case, there's no depreciation. Now, the existing mortgages tab is where you put any loans that are ongoing and not a part of this application. So this customer have one property, so they're on, let's say, interest only. Loan balance 250. Remember, we put that under rental property, and interest rate 6.49, and the system will calculate the repayment with the buffer. They're not renting, they don't have personal loans, they got a credit card. Let's assume they have a credit card. So I'm going to put the credit card, which they got $3,000 in balance. So you can put the totals of credit cards, so you can keep adding if they have multiple cards, just add it. Simply, it'll just take a monthly figure. Now, if your customer has private school fees, child maintenance, and for each investment property, you got to put 250 here for other expenses. So I'll just put 250 there because customers have one investment property. Now you see under family unit 1 is the applicable HEMS for this income and for that state and the postcode. Now under declared living expenses, if you click on it, it'll basically show you a grid where you can put in all the numbers. Just for the demonstration purpose, I'll just put one. I'll just say $4,000 just to save time. Calculate, it's saved. Now you see my living expenses. Sorry, that's not really coming up. Why is that? Oh no, let's try to select monthly. Yeah. So you see my living expense that come as $4,000. The actual HEMS is 4,700. So the calculator does calculate the result based on your HEMS, not based on your declared living expense. Unless the DLE is higher, it'll basically then take the higher number. If you put a lower living expenses than the HEMS, obviously it is going to revert to the HEM figure. Now, if you look at this customer, they're really, really strong servicing. What's important is you look at the affordability DSR. This has to be 99 or more, 99 or less rather, sorry, and the remaining income has to be at least about $200. So here this customer has $4,000 as remaining income. So if it's anything 99 or above, this will be red. Anything less than $200, this will go into red as well. So this is pretty straightforward, as you can see here. So what we did was we looked at the number of applicants, put the applicants' details, put the loan amount, security value, the term, number of months, the actual interest rate, living arrangement, couple in this case, 2 applicants, no dependents. One is a self-employed, one is PAYG, both share rental property. income. Don't have any other income. They have one rental property, which obviously the mortgage payments are buffered and calculated here. One credit card, and they're pretty strong servicing. Now, just in case if you are looking to refinance or if customer is going to have 2 or more loans, what you do is you click on this multiple loans tab. And when you say yes, it'll actually do a pop-up which then shows you how many loans. So let's say you can go up to 5 loans on one calculator. So let's assume we got 3 loans, so it'll pop up 3 boxes. Here you put the total of properties, the approximate value of all 3 properties, and then you put the actual loan amounts, the terms, whatever you want to have, and whether there is any interest only. And if there's no interest only, don't worry about it. Borrowing rate, you just put the actual rate. Don't put any decimals, no commas, just the numbers, and hit save. If it doesn't give you an error, you can hit save and close it. That's just then going to get populate this area. Now, if you have any errors here, or you exit and come out of the calculator with multiple loans, you always have to go in, yes, and save for it to work, and then go back. Otherwise, you might find here something like this with no output being recorded. All right, everyone, I assume this session will help you to get an understanding of how the Qudos Bank Serviceability Calculator works. Of course, feel free to reach out. My name is Marsh. I'm the BDM for Qudos Bank, taking care of all fiduciary brokers. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Speak soon. Bye.